I resist.
uh, 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 uh. Dick Hardon with jazz. Where's Billy the Newsy? Billy the Newsy.
Can I resist?
Oh, sorry, I couldn't find the right one. He made too many. He made too many of the yeses. I'm sorry, I didn't find the right one. Oh my goodness! Hey everybody, good show.
Oh my gosh.
Man, fun times. Bryce.
Hey, thank you for being such a good sport. That could have verged on nasty territory.
Oh, absolutely. No, yeah, that was good. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's great.
It's fine.
fine.
It's great.
At least, like, the thing about it, I think the thing where I'm at it is, like, yeah, it was a long time ago and whatever. But also I got recognized for it at the time. So it's
I mean, look,
I'll have my cake and eat it
only
too.
one of the three panelists on the air right now has won a Telly Award, and we know it's not the two
Yeah. And
hyenas.
Stuck it. Yeah, no, fuck yeah. No, it was great, man. How young were you when you did that?
That was, what was that, 2012, right? So I would have been 22. I was right out of, I was doing an internship at that place before I was working there full time.
I had this terrifying moment.
You're fucking directing children for a thing that obviously has to fit into a fairly rigid box, dude. That fucking ruled.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to have fun with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Also, thank you just now for giving me the terrifying future moment when you just said, let's see, that was 2012, so I guess I was like, oh, fuck, don't say 12. And I just realized, if not today, at some point, that's going to be a thing that somebody says.
Oh, sure.
That was 2012, so I guess, yeah, I was 12. I guess I was 12.
Are your kids too young to be in that camp?
Yeah. They're Penny was born 2004, 15 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah.
Bonnie did win the Tom Thumb Award.
Clever.
Didn't know that she had made that. That's amazing.
The Big Thumb Award.
That's a fucking great. That was, I don't know. I really liked that episode because it was a good like, you don't know where it goes, but it wound up somewhere fucking great. Like, we wound up with Bryce's PSA. Like that's as long as we end up there, it's always rad when it's an unfolding surprise. Who knew after sharing nothing but our most intimate secrets for over a decade that we still had surprises for each other?
There's still some magic in that old stovetop
Still
cap.
some magic, yeah.
All right, let's take a look at some Showbot titles for the episode that we just watched, including
all caps worthless.
Worthless. I think that was my phone. I think that might have been my phone he was using at the time.
Yeah, and as it turns out, you didn't have to add anything.
Laugh track is the new bullying.
9/11 would never happen. The old that's the old the old tagline of the show.
Rip them panties wide was an interesting one, Brian.
He volunteered to be bullied. Okay, well. Let's see. Director's cut. He made a whole movie about the Titanic.
He made a movie about it.
No one likes you in lowercase. The B in Tony B. Cassidy stands for bullying.
Sure.
Pluto gets to be a planet again. Is wow or wow then or now?
I like Telly Award winning trademark.
That's pretty good. Tom, I cut the cord. That was a good bit. Let's see. What are we doing? The Destroyer. Now you're half empty. I don't remember that.
Oh, that was you enter because Bonnie was talking about the kiln being half empty and Brian was making it a sexual thing. And
yeah.
Upon insertion, you tell your partner, now you're half empty.
Now you're half empty.
The
Real pessimistic,
2019
real-
True Spirit of Honest Podcast Award winners.
Put Night Attack on your resume. Hey, if you send in a game, put Night Attack on your resume. And
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Game
No, I'll
writer.
be your I'll be your reference.
Yeah, yeah. Nuts in my back. Unfortunate catchphrase. Turn on the telly. I'm looking forward to my first kiss. Was Bonnie no selling you on that, or was she not paying attention on that? Because that was a good line. I'm surprised she didn't react to it in a way that I thought she would have.
She was probably trying to figure out how to win the game. She was probably a little bit
God,
distracted.
she loves those fucking games, man. She loves it.
Come together. They all come together. The points.
This baby has 2 umbilical cords.
I'm clicking that one. I like that one.
Oh,
Sweetheart, you don't have to win the game. Miley Cyrus and Sarah Harding, inked by cuties.
it's pretty good.
The Kiln
Tom's
Fields.
Thumb Award is pretty good.
Tom's Thumb Award. I like that too. Let's see. Da-da. Fat kids over there.
That's pretty good.
All right, let's scroll up to the top and see what our top ones are, including Worthless. I do kind of like Worthless. It's pretty good.
Worthless is pretty fucking good. I kind of like just a gigantic.
Yeah, no, I'm down for Worthless.
All right, thank you,
Just all
Dan33.
caps.
And everyone who submits show titles using the bang S command in the live chat while we record here at twitch.tv/Night Attack.
Man, I don't like to press this button, but I kind of
Oh, you got to get up early in the morning, don't you?
very early.
Well,
and
you can head
it's a
out. Me and
very
Justin
long
will.
day.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, you got a busy beaver of a day. Well then, yeah, Bri,
can hold
why
it down
don't
for a
you
little while.
take a powder and we'll bullshit for a little bit just to keep the post show rolling, and yeah, we'll see you on the flip.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I love you
Hey,
guys.
say bye to
Mwah.
Brian. He said, "Thank you for not doing the laugh track." All right. How's it going, Justin? How's good show? Good show.
Good show, fun times.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, man, we have like an old school version of video games.
Oh yeah, we are kind of. It is the video games crew is back together.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near as drunk as I've been for the other episodes, but
Man.
hey, Jerry, do you think you're ready for a new Mikey quiz soon? I don't know. Am I ready for a new Mikey quiz? Is that
Hopefully.
on the radar?
Shit, I meant to ask. We the three of us need to talk about what we're gonna do for end of the year plans. Because I was looking, I'd like to go home again over Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it turns out that New Year's Eve is Tuesday, and so
So we will need to probably do 2 back-to-back banks. We'll have
So-
to bank at some point.
Well, so normally we would do the Christmas. I'd be a part of the Christmas episode. We'd get Santa on and do that, and then you guys would do the New Year's Eve episode by yourselves.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll be back for New Year's Eve, but I would be gone for Christmas Christmas Eve. So we'll have to. That's what we were going to talk about. Is
I mean, yeah, we'll have to just
pre-record Christmas, I think. Because I'll be back for New Year's. I can be here for the first year in review.
Oh shit, yeah.
In Google Zeitgeist, assuming Google is still collecting data.
I think that's kind of their shit. They fucking love
I
that.
think they do like to do that. Do you see the thing today about this secret medical data transfer that Google's been doing? The Project Nightingale?
No.
So I guess, I guess at some point, Google made a deal with Ascension, I believe, one of the largest healthcare system, to transfer all of their data to Google. So patient names,
like Google servers, or
Google would just have that data, and it would be, according to whistleblowers, the data was unencrypted and accessible to any Google employee on the project. And so I think the idea was that they could use this data to, work on artificial intelligence or any sort of diagnosing technologies. I mean, we've talked before on Weird Things about how using machine learning, if they take a photo of your iris or your cornea, there's a bevy of diseases a computer can diagnose you
Yeah.
with.
It sounds probably a little bit more sinister than it really is if they're just storing it on Google servers and then somebody was sloppy with it and more people than should have had access to HIPAA compliant data, then that is something that Google will have to deal with both from, their relationship to the customer side and from a government side. But in general, look, I mean, all these companies, health data is just data, right? And we don't want them on systems that are rickety or more easy to exploit. So they're gonna work with either Amazon, Google, or Microsoft to store data and be able to access it better and easier. The problem that we're in now is that we're just at a point where all the shit that we've known for fucking ever about like how ads are targeted, how data is harvested, the fact that like, hey, Facebook wasn't a fucking not-for-profit, right? Like they are keeping you on this site as long as they possibly can, because the more they learn about you, the more valuable they are. People are just kind of there's a mass of people realizing that, and that freaks them the fuck out, which means that like we get really stupid proposals from presidential candidates. We get knee-jerk reactions to stuff where it's like, if you can put, data, customers, access, employees, unencrypted in a headline, it's going to get a lot of attention. And it's kind of what I love about DTNS and Tom's philosophy on stuff is like, it is his job. He views it as his job to separate the things that you should be freaking out with the things that you should like understand a little bit more.
Yeah.
To me, this Google thing is like, hey, look, are they working with a company to provide them with services like that? Wouldn't doubt it. They certainly got the horsepower for it. But there's a lot more sinister stuff happening with Google than whether or not there's HIPAA compliant data.
Yeah, I think I do agree that probably the worst case scenario of this is still probably not as bad as real things that are being happened, the real things that are and have been used. People's personal data have been used for in reality. But I do think it's still like it was kind of a semi sort of secret program, and Google is going to use the data for something. And I don't know. It seems funky.
Google
sure.
should not be able to use the data unless the customer is telling them to do it, or
Yeah.
they have made some deal, and even then it would have to be anonymized. But
Right. And that's what I had read earlier today was that they had done this before with another smaller system and also in England, I believe. And in those cases, the data had been anonymized or encrypted, excuse me.
Yeah.
And my understanding is that neither of those had happened in this case. And certainly, like, if I was asked, I wouldn't mind saying, like, yeah, use an anonymized version of my data to help diagnose things, help build machine learning who's-its.
Sure. I mean, but I think the only thing that anybody really asks for is, control over your data when it's being harvested or you're entering it. Like, just because you go to the doctor doesn't mean that you consent for your data to be used. And the world is really coming up to speed on exactly what that means. Because for a while, the companies that have gotten gigantic just kind of hid behind EULAs. That it's like, oh, do you want to Gmail? Never delete an email. No more email deletion. Like, all you have to do is sign up and click this EULA. Right.
And like back in the day, I mean, when I know if the things, I know I probably wouldn't have been stopped from making a Google account for any number of Google services I use, but I think if you had told me that that was the trade-off when I was signing up for Gmail then, or even today, I've been through the process today, I would certainly look at it more closely now than I would have, or as it would have been presented back then. Because back then it was just, data's super cheap, and we might look at it, or we might tailor ads. But
No, I mean, I remember, the big controversy was they're reading your emails, and Google had to be like, well, listen, fucking Farmer Joe, we're not really reading your emails. A robot is
robots
reading
doing it.
keywords, and nobody really has access. It's automatically serving you bleep blop bloop, and everybody's sort of like, well, I don't know, I'm still concerned. And then everybody else trampled them in a comical cartoon fashion because Gmail accounts were dope and they had the fucking invite system, and it was
Right.
it was I am almost positive somebody got fucked for a Gmail invite. Like,
Oh,
that shit
really?
was social too. I was in college when that was happening, and like,
I believe that.
yeah, I mean,
Because
it
that was a
wasn't-
long time too that the Gmail invite system was going on. It was exclusive for a long time.
yeah.
Biocast says he made money off of Gmail invites.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that you would fuck somebody that you wouldn't otherwise fuck, but I think it could be the entree to it, and
It's the appetizer.
yeah, the aperitif, if you will, the amuse bouche.
So, how are you feeling about social networks these days? Because I was listening to Jack AM. I'm a castie. I listened to the podcast 2 days late because that show is very early in the morning.
Why? Wait, so they do it 2 days late for what reason?
I don't know. I know that as Twitch partners, we have certain agreements where our content has to be a little bit removed from the day of streaming. I think it's just an ease thing for them. It gives them a buffer to do it. And like, honestly, it's mostly fine because like 2-day-old stories, either I've already heard it and now I feel like I have more time away from it, and it makes me feel a little calmer or a little more unfolded about stuff, or I hadn't heard it and then I learned a new thing. But they were talking about some Facebook. It was a Facebook story or something, and one of the things that they had mentioned was that because Facebook and all of these companies are very interested in keeping people on the platforms and making sure they stay and having people give as much data for as an indefinite amount of time as they can. And they were saying that they had done certain things like when like on Facebook, when you share something, you can say how private you want it to be, right? So share it with my friends of friends, public, certain groups.
Yeah.
Or you can set it to just me. This information just posted for me, and you could do that for like photos or. But apparently they had been pushing people, instead of deleting posts, they had been pushing people to instead set that data as just me.
Yeah.
And then they mentioned how I guess it's impossible to find the delete option for photos now. Like I haven't tried it myself, but especially for Facebook, which is tied heavily into Instagram, like photo recognition and facial recognition is a big deal. And it was just another thing that made me want to go. It was another spark. It was another spark that said you could just delete your Facebook account right now and just stop thinking about Facebook anymore. Have you had any similar thoughts like that?
Oh, yeah. But it's valuable as a marketing platform. Like, I've just got too many people that, like, it's a segment of my life that hardcore people that will always pay attention to everything I do still pay attention to. And like, if I'm going to get one benefit from fucking ruining my Facebook experience by accepting literally everybody that's ever friended me,
Oh, Jesus.
then I already made it useless as an enjoyment tool. And now it's literally just theirs because You want to know who gets fucking surfaced to the top of my Facebook?
Let me.
You will not be able to guess.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. Who?
My brother and my sister-in-law and
Okay.
their baby pictures, right? So it knows enough that I want to see my nephew and niece. And then a lady I used to work with at the Go Game, who is a professional clown and burlesque performer by the name of Snatch Adams. She is a very sweet girl. She's very nice and she's very cool. And she also has this, like, she's been to this festival a few times, and the first time she went, or that made news, was and if you see a cool thing, keep it to yourself because this is going somewhere. But she was at this music festival and was covered in maggots for or something awful for like an hour as like a performance art thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, well, here, quick digression. She also is like a clown, like a family-friendly clown, and she has been to Africa. She's been to Haiti on these like missions throughout, the places that needed the most for them to do the kind of comedy and entertainment that is universal. Because somebody falling or blowing up a bubble and bouncing around in it is funny to everybody in every language.
Mm-hmm.
But she also has this other side, this burlesque side. And the most recent thing that has gotten her a ton of attention is that at a festival, the same one that she had with the mealworms or whatever, somebody crafted a butt bong.
A butt bong.
A butt bong. So she was strapped up and a crafted bong, the water reservoir went into her butt, and then the thing was out, the bowl was outside as well as the stem, so you would light and smoke the weed where it would be water filtered in her butt, I mean within glass of course, and then would come out, you would smoke the weed and exhale. It was a butt bong.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is Facebook for me now. Is I get to see pictures of my nephew and niece like doing cute things and wearing like seasonally appropriate things, and then Snatch Adams in bondage with a butt bong. That's Facebook. And then 15,000 groups that I never signed up for, and a bunch of people that I've never met in my life. But I assume at some point either continue to like or at one point liked the things that I do.
Do you think a butt bong enhances the flavor?
No, it would be the exact same thing as a water pipe or a bubbler or anything. It just so happens that the bubbling part is in her butt. Really, the other side would be the case where it's like, is it a pleasurable sensation to have a rattling bubble in your butt?
It might.
Which I've not asked her. The next time I see her, I will ask her whether or not it was a pleasurable sensation to have the butt bong be smoked. It was pretty dank weed, apparently. I don't know if you can show any pictures. I think any of the pictures that she has online are censored, but
I couldn't immediately find any on her Instagram. But
she may not have it on her IG because
there are photos of her in Africa. It looks like, so maybe
yes. If that is her forward facing thing, then that probably not.
Yeah. Huh.
But she actually just got. She was the subject of one of these conservative YouTuber, kind of a child of, and I don't know who came first or whatever, if anybody's a fan of this dude, but the like Sargon of Akkad style
Oh sure, just the the 90s render of a Greek bust in a gold texture overlooking I don't know, the sea, and it's just that still image while a British man speaks into a microphone.
Does a monologue, yeah. Except this one was a guy who was kind of like a steampunk squid, and like every once in a while, the squid would kind of like move a little bit.
Yeah, a little animation thing. So she was what, like targeted for like what, being a heretic who also entertains the kids?
Oh, actually, it was this article. I was just looking it up, but no, he was going after this article that I'm going to post here in the chat.
Sure. From the pluralist.com, Snatch Adams butt bong. Let me see. Let me check this photo. Okay, so we can show this here. Yeah. Woman fights the patriarchy by letting entire music festival take bong hits out of her butthole. This is a good photo.
Yeah. Oh, no. The photography on it was crazy. As it turns out, man, look, the Bay Area is fucked up for a million different reasons. Good photography and interesting things to take photos of, not one of them. But yeah, I mean, so the whole thing was about, it was really like keyed into the idea that she was fighting the patriarchy. And so like that was like, it's like, well, how are you fighting the patriarchy? Like, cause it's culture war shit, and everybody's like, well, how? I mean, maybe it was just a hedonistic, like, you know, it's, you know, that like, you know, there's like regular slut shaming to dog whistle slut shaming with a few like, now I'm for whatever anybody wants to do. It's not for me, of course. Yeah. You know, that
my
kind of stuff.
big brain hyperthink man.
Yeah.
My ultra logic. Interesting.
That's Facebook. So literally like those photos next to my nephew and niece, and then a bunch of groups I never signed up for. So Facebook is a very specific experience. I have no idea why Snatch Adams shows up more than literally anybody I've ever known. And at this point, it's like she lives an interesting life. So periodically I'll see something and I'll comment on it. So like when the video came up, I was like, look, I know he seems like a real dick face, but like I kind of, cause the album art for, or the picture for her you know, segment on that dude's YouTube channel was the guy's like squid picture, and then her in that exact same photo that you just showed of her like suspended with her tits hanging out or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, you know, like I know he's kind of a dick, but I kind of really want to see you two solve mysteries together, like up Squid Man and Butt Bong Girl.
Yeah, snatching the squid.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess so now, because I guess maybe I've reliably proven through the Facebook algorithm that if they put enough weird Snatch Adams posts in front of my face, that I'll comment on enough that will keep me on the platform, and that the only two things that I reliably comment on are her posts because they show up so often, and my niece and nephew. But also it's like, forget it. So yeah, I would delete it if it weren't for the fact that it is good. You know, when Raise the Dead comes out, I will be promoting the shit out of it. When I have a Kickstarter, I'll be promoting the shit out of it. And I would only be taking that tool out of my hands if I were to delete it. But otherwise, I used to not have Facebook on my phone until I realized that there were a few random ass fucking websites that I'd logged in with Facebook. Like my key login is with that. And it's like, God, it's such a pain in the ass to get to their code authenticator through the web version of their site. So I'm like, fuck you, you win. I'll keep the stupid app on my phone, but I really only use it for the code authenticator.
I've even been thinking, like, should I just take my Twitter private, or, you know, I don't know, because I like writing funny little bits on Twitter. I think that's why I still keep it around, so I can write shit like friend shrimp. But otherwise, like, I mean, I can still do that.
Do a fake one. I mean,
like a private account.
Yeah, well, no, or just a fake fucking Twitter that doesn't have your name on it. That you follow all the people that comment on your shit right now,
Mhm.
and that way you have almost the identical experience, except you're not like the only thing that would be impacted is if you want to reply to someone you don't know, you will look like more of a rando. But
But you can
also,
just
who
change
gives?
accounts in the post
Yeah.
composer. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Cause, I do, I use the quality filters on Twitter a lot. Thermos Jack suggests I should be Bryce Delecto.
By the way, did you hear about this when I was on morning stream?
Hmm.
Apparently, this is like a fucking super cheesy thing to do in the Mormon community. When you go on your mission, right? That you then bring back an annoyingly repetitive amount of that culture just to kind of show off. So, Mitt Romney's mission was in France.
Mhm.
And so that is most likely why he is Pierre,
Pierre. Oh,
because he's French. And so I was saying this is like a fucking like it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, you go to Mexico for your mission, and then like literally you're fucking you're pronouncing burritos like for the rest of your life because you spent 6 months in Mexico.
yeah. You do the Beto O'Rourke thing. You burst out a Spanish first answer on stage.
Exactly.
Oh,
But
my
that apparently is a thing in the Mormon community, which makes the Pierre Delecto thing so much funnier.
That's very funny. I'm still like a black flag truther on Pierre Delecto that he intentionally created a very mild secret account or intentionally kept the account very mild. And there's a secret account for the
Where Mitt
porn.
is just wilding.
Yeah, for all the porn likes.
Oh,
I
I don't know. I don't know if he's that dude. Not because, I mean, I guess he was on Twitter early. The one thing about the Pierre Delecto thing that was the most interesting was seeing that he saw value in Twitter fucking as early as he did,
Mhm.
and then really like wanted to have a fake account so we could follow
Wow.
people and like it.
June 2009 for Mitt Romney. He's a 10-year.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Because the Pierre Delecto one started right before he ran. So that was like Pierre Delecto was like 2011, maybe 2010.
Mm-hmm. And didn't he only used it like a dozen times, right? It was not even yeah. Pierre Delecto joined July 2011. Wow.
Yeah. See, I don't think. I think you are right in that he would not mention that to a fucking reporter unless he knew for a goddamn fact that
it was
everything
whistle clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that might just be his life. To me, it's like I kind of feel like if there's some freaky ass shit with Mitt, that's like kept inner circle.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, all of a sudden, four four hookers are led to a fucking a hotel room on the edge of town.
Mm.
Like I was actually reading about this again today, that like Mark Sanford, the dude who had the whole Appalachian Trail thing. Do you remember this?
No, I don't remember that. Mark
All right, so
Sanford?
motherfucker's the governor of South Carolina, goes missing for 5 days. People do not know where he is. He's the fucking sitting governor of a state, right? And his staff just keeps saying, "Oh, he's hiking the Appalachian Trail," when really he's in Buenos Aires, Argentina, banging out his mistress.
That's so good. That's so good.
Read about that one. It's fucking great. By the way, dude has the balls to then run again after he's fucking impeached from office. He runs again for the House of Representatives in South Carolina, wins, then becomes a never Trumper, loses, and then runs for president against Trump in this year and quits 60 days in.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Christ.
But the thing that fascinated me the most, because I've heard about this, I've known this story forever, is that he got busted by a reporter who found out what flight he was coming back in on, landing at the Hartsfield International Airport in Atlanta. Meaning that dude is a seasoned scumbag. If you are doing the, I know I have to fly 3 airports away to make sure that I cover my, like, nobody on their first extramarital affair is flying into the airport 3 airports away.
Yeah.
Like you know what the fuck you're doing.
Apparently, he bought one of the tickets with Delta Miles, which is just a fun little. That's just a fun. That's some extra salt. That's a little salt,
Yeah,
a little
exactly.
seasoning on that story. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Go.
I'm specifically not asking for any more details. You don't have to tell me what platform, for what reason, but do you have a secret account?
I don't. No. Well, I have alt accounts. I have one for the hockey, the Oh No Eddie account that I don't really use so much anymore. Obviously the Contender, but no, I've never had a secret account to fuck around with anybody. I guess I don't know. That is actually kind of like, it's like that's like a religious thing for me, that I don't feel like, if I feel like I need a second account, then I need to change the way I'm living. Like I need to always be exactly authentic, or else the center will not hold and I will like disintegrate. If I'm not doing that,
Sure.
then that's like a sign that I'm not living right.
So if I opened up the question to say this would include, say, porn accounts, secret porn liking accounts, your Mitt Romney 9/11 accounts.
Not on social media.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. No, I'm just a Safari browser.
Private browsing. Gotcha.
Private browser kind of boy myself.
It's
like I mean, I never really got into porn Twitter. There was one time that I had an account and I forget what it was for. It was an NSFW show related. It might have been when Brian was like, oh, I need people to be mean to me so I can get verified.
Oh yeah, he needs the impersonators.
Yeah, no, I guess it was before that. There was some need for mean, shitty tweets to come in. And so I started an account that I then, to create a trail of like, oh, this is somebody who isn't just an egg. I liked a few porn actresses' accounts. And then that was that forever. And then I actually turned that into the mega feed, a Twitter mega feed for everything I do, which initially people were like, hey, why does this mega feed have porn likes on it?
I tried to make a Twitter account for porn right after all the Tumblr stuff, because a lot of Tumblr artists were moving to Twitter because Twitter was not taking down pornography. And then because I have so many different alt accounts or show accounts tied to my phone number, they would not let me. They let you create it, but nowadays Twitter says it's very optional to like verify your account with your phone.
Yeah.
But the second you want to like something or interact with that account in any way, they lock you down and make you verify with your phone number. And so we have like a bunch of the show accounts run off of my number. The Trending Lemon was around this time. What was the Rewind account, the CULT Rewind stream stuff. And so I was never able to verify that account and use it.
Wait, you ain't got a Google Voice?
No, I've got my phone.
That shit. Don't be a fucking noob. Holy shit. Come on. Got
yeah.
that. Yeah.
But,
No, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I never really got into porn Twitter.
hmm.
Um,
It's
although
definitely.
apparently now the hotness is the Snapchat. Everybody's on the porn Snapchat, or at least that's
Oh, yeah.
Pornhub would lead me to believe. That it seems to be like,
Yeah.
because that's all the stuff that they are like. I know that people are into it because other porn is aping those styles.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay.
You
Like
got to
you are
make it look like that.
porn is nothing but adaptable.
I think
And
it's probably a lot of that it's like premium Snapchats, right? You're like OnlyFans sort of stuff. Like, uh, it's,
I think it's an ecosystem, right? I'm sure that there's just some people right now doing some
mhm.
slutty ass shit, like, for the audience, and then they're hey, like I do this kind of stuff on my regular thing, like maybe like lewds on here, and then like some
Go pay
real
for the premium Snapchat.
yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Well, there we go. My goodness. What was I gonna? There was something else I was gonna say. Any of these movies coming up that you're excited to see? I was looking over the list the other day, and thinking like, what of these would I want to go see?
I still got to see Parasite.
You should go see Parasite.
And
That's-
Ashley wants to go see Ford versus Ferrari, so we'll probably see that at some point.
Tom said Ford versus Ferrari was like amazing.
I the buzz on it has been fucking great, but god damn it, if I'm watching that trailer, do I not give a fuck about it?
It is
I
a
just,
weird trailer because it is very much just like, we're gonna build a fast car. I build a fast car. We don't think you can build a fast car, but we'll give you the money to build a fast car. Well,
and then
I'm gonna make a
It's like-
fast car.
you told me you'd build a fast car. This car isn't fast enough. You better knock it off, because I'll make it fast for you, mister. It's like, you better. And then it's like, all right, it's Ford versus Ferrari. I don't know what the real story is, but I know this. The movie ain't in fucking Italian, so I'm going to take a wild guess who wins.
I don't know. It might be cool. I don't know.
That shit doesn't star Roberto Benigni. It stars fucking, it stars Matt Damon, which means I'm going to take a wild guess that Ford wins at the end.
You know what? I would love it if Ford fucking loses at the end. That they still made this movie.
Yeah.
So have you watched any of the Apple TV Plus stuff? I had a thought about the first
I haven't fucking touched it at all.
first
Nothing.
episode of For All Mankind, which is like the alternate history of where
Where the Reds win the moon, right?
they make it to the moon like 2 months before America does. And I was watching it, and so they're about to send off the Apollo mission off to the moon for the first time for America, and it made me go, okay, well, there's a little bit of time left in this episode. It's the first episode. We set up the conceit that the Russians beat us to the moon. Nixon's fucking pissed, and all the NASA boys are pooping in their whitey tighties because they gotta get it up to the space. And so I thought, okay, well, then they have to not make it. It has to be a failure, right? Like, first episode of this fucking show, they have to like not make it to the moon. Otherwise, then what else is left on the space race? What else do we have to do if they didn't make it first into space and they didn't make it first to the moon?
Yeah.
And then, spoiler alert for the first episode, they make it to the moon rather successfully.
Yeah.
And so I got, what? I don't know what else. I literally don't know what else you would do in that Cold War story.
The from the trailer, I remember them saying like, oh, well, if they beat us to the moon, then we got to fucking beat them other places. We got to beat them to Mars. We got to do all this other shit, right?
Yeah.
And so I think I don't know what the timeline of the show is gonna be. Like, I don't know if it's gonna go forward 10 years, 20 years, or something like that. But I think it is an interesting idea to be like, oh, okay, well, like, did we kill the space race by beating them? And then the Soviet Union collapses, and it's like, all right, well, fuck it. We don't have to spend this much goddamn money on a space thing just to prove that we can do it.
Oh, so it continued. Oh, interesting. I had not considered the fall of the Soviet Union about that.
Oh, it's the woman on the moon, not a man.
Oh.
Okay, so they're gonna be the ones to put the first woman on the moon.
Oh, okay. Well, they're gonna try, Justin. We don't know yet.
I mean, I don't know if a woman can do it. Frail bones, I hear. Holy shit! By the way, I found myself. God, I forgot why I fucking ended up there, but I ended up on one of these, like social justice warrior hating movie blogs, like just basically like and another reason why Ghostbusters lost money, and like look at the failing attendance of Star Wars,
harping on
land.
the same fucking shit over and over again. Yeah,
I found myself on one of those sites. I forget why, but it was because somebody sent me a link about Watchmen ratings, which of course they were highlighting because they've gone down.
Yeah.
And one of the side links was, this is a synopsis of the new Wonder Woman movie.
Okay, yeah.
And so I read it, and I know that this was written in the most harsh possible terms, considering the tenor of the site.
Mm-mm.
So take that into effect. This movie might be a fucking disaster.
What? No.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to get into spoilery stuff if this is all rumors and leaks and stuff.
So it was a description from a screener, from a test screening.
Oh, okay.
They bring in a audience, and then they show them the movie, and then they ask them questions about the movie.
Gotcha.
So they take surveys about the movie.
Well, I'll tell you what, they said the same thing about Deadpool 2, right? I mean, that was what I kept hearing about Deadpool 2, the months before that movie, which was they keep showing it to people and audiences still, like, a bunch of stuff stops. It, like, doesn't land until it came out, and then it did really well, and it was rather good.
It's not about the tone of the movie, because I've been reading screener reports since fucking 8 o'clock news, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I have
just fundamentally the concept of the film is going to be bad, or is going to be
the problem. If the problem is, wasn't that funny? The pacing was off. Some of the performances didn't land for me. Those are all things that you can edit around. You can tighten up. That's the process, right?
Yeah.
There's a key element. In fact, it's the key element of the plot that is, I mean, who knows? Maybe the tenor of this movie is just going to be radically different.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a lot more silly magic-y.
Oh, interesting. Because, I mean, that worked for Aquaman.
Well, but the thing about Aquaman was,
I know.
Aquaman took that deadly serious. And you're right. Maybe they could take this deadly serious, and it would be, I don't know, though, but, Aquaman also, had Jason Momoa, who's just, the only person on Earth that can just be yeah, I'm going to the ocean. I'm going to be the ocean master.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually haven't seen the first Wonder Woman yet. I still haven't seen the first one. I hear it's great.
First one, I was ready to. I had heard. I'll tell you what, and I had heard from a friend of ours, who had a friend in a sound mixing thing that was it's fucking terrible, and Patty Jenkins is a monster, and she just keeps fucking noodling with this film, but everybody understands that it's bad, and then it turned out to be fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
So it's well, It turned out to be really good. The first half is really good. Really, this is another one of my things where I get into trouble because I want a certain thing out of that franchise. After I saw the first half of that movie, I'm like, can we please just have various different versions of Wonder Woman and the U.S. women's national soccer team, like just battling people,
Great.
people and things, like whatever, a fucking Hydra, the Leviathan comes, a
And they
bunch
have
of
to
zombies.
they have to kick
Not-
the round gas canisters into all of the mouths of the Hydra at the same time, and then
Exactly.
and then Wonder Woman uses her laser lasso, a new version of the
Yeah,
lasso.
but it's
True.
just a bunch of like fucking ripped, like just 18-pack chicks with fucking like short hair, like just with fucking huge swords, just stabbing a sea monster in the fucking eyeball. Like I was like, yeah, just give me that shit.
Yeah.
And they have that in like the first 40 minutes of Wonder Woman, and then they go to World War One, which is cooler than I thought it was going to be.
Mhm.
And then it ends in the most generic fucking superhero thing, down to the fact that it's like, let's go to an empty field to fight because people were really fucking pissed off in Superman when he just killed like he just
Millions of
9/11 Metropolis. And then yeah, it's just all CGI where you don't know who's punching any.
I wonder because if this is like DC saying less serious works for us, less serious is what's working in the DC franchise right now, and kind of an aversion to I don't know, the Justice League, Superman versus Batman, really heavy stuff, and saying people want it light, make it light.
I think the problem is more though that like people want it coherent.
Sure.
Like the problem with the Snyder movies weren't that they were dark. It was that like I didn't give a shit about any of these characters. I didn't give a fuck about what they were doing, and all the like the high points just had no emotional resonance. And then they also thought they were so much fucking deeper than they really were, which is just another.
Well, it's in the Snyder cut, Justin. That's why you kind of didn't get it. We didn't get it because we don't have the Snyder cut, and we need to have the Snyder cut. Otherwise, we're not going to really get the full sense of what those movies are.
About man, yeah.
So,
I mean, look.
And Spin Dash is saying Wonder Woman was serious. Suicide Squad was terrible. I also don't think that Suicide Squad was jokey. Like I don't agree with the idea that Suicide Squad was a comedy film.
Initially, it was. No. Initially, it was very serious, and then they put all 3 jokes in the trailer, and the trailer fucking blew up, and so they had to re-edit it to put in more jokes, and the movie bears the hallmarks of that. But yeah, Suicide Squad's a mess.
Yeah.
Will Smith's okay. Fucking what's her butt's okay as Harley Quinn.
Margot Robbie. Viola Davis is. I always love it when Viola Davis is a good person, like a good guy and a bad guy. I love that. Viola Davis is great. I want more Viola Davis.
She's fine. Yeah. I mean, I think she's serviceable for what she is. The coolest part about her character is, there's like that scene, the post-credit scene at the end when she's like giving all the information to Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne does his like, we're going to have a league for justice. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, I think Suicide Squad, at the point that Suicide Squad came out, I'm like, well, this is my favorite DC movie because all the rest of these have been fucking garbage. But yeah, I thought Wonder Woman was good. It got the character right.
Gentleman Top asks about Shazam. I did not see Shazam. I heard it was fine. Did you ever see Shazam?
I saw it on a plane. Well, I saw half of it on a plane, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was great. I thought it was fun. Look, I mean, and that's another one where it's like that Shazam is a very silly character. Like you can't do that with a straight face. Like you have to make it
goofy.
You have to
It's gotta be.
Yeah, it's gotta be big, right? Like it's gotta be this very kind of different sort of tone. And again, it's like differing tones are fine. because it also just makes you more excited for like, oh no, wait, I give a shit about Justice League because fucking Superman is boring as watching paint dry. Batman is Ben Affleck, I guess, doing a Batman thing where he kills people, I guess. So I really don't know what that means. But like now it's like, oh, I want to see a Justice League with Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Shazam.
Okay.
Like I want to see those three get together because I like those three. Those three, they matter because like, the Wonder Woman and fucking Batman vs Superman was stupid. Just a fucking idiot.
Oh, wish I didn't. I haven't seen many
You
of these films.
need to see Batman vs Superman.
Really? Okay.
Batman vs Superman is fucking amazing. It is fucking great. Like it just let it wash over you. It might be a movie that has aged at this point into camp status.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I'll check that out.
There are fucking ridiculous moments in that movie.
Kaz is razzing me. Bryce, watch a goddamn movie. I tend to not like the watching movies. I would rather spend.
Watch a lot of TV.
I watch a lot of TV. I'm more of a TV person. Because you'll get me watching a TV show for 2-3 hours, but not a movie. I don't know why. But yeah, I don't watch too many movies. I would feel remiss if we had the crew together and we didn't talk a little bit about video games. Have you played any video games at all in any form recently, Juice?
Have I played any video games?
Like on
I
your
started
phone?
playing Red Dead Redemption 2 like months ago, and then I realized that if I fucking started playing this, I would never finish Raise the Dead, and so I focus more on Raise the Dead.
What did you think about Red Dead 2? Because cowboy stuff is not my jam, but is a very acclaimed game.
When I am out of this, when I'm done with Raise the Dead, I'm going to spend fucking 72 hours playing that game under the influence of serious edibles. Like, it is going to be my vacation. I'm going to take a vacation in my living room to the Old West. But that being said, I liked it. I mean, I love video games. They're fucking really great. I don't not play them because I don't like them. I don't play them because I'm already so fucking easily distracted. Like, literally, you were asking that question, and I was watching a fucking link that fucking Meryl Barr put in the chat because I can't help but not do that.
Is this some wrestling thing? Is wrestling?
It's a wrestling. I'm not even going to go into it.
Okay. Yeah, I won't even lead you in on that then. Even Hearthstone. Have you taken did you?
Fuck! I'm obsessed with this new fucking mode. And by the
they've
way,
got an auto chess mode. That's right.
yes, get into that. You would actually like it.
I might like it on Hearthstone because I have a sense of Hearthstone, but the auto chess was originally a Dota thing, or no, was it? Yeah, it was like a Dota mod, and then League added their own auto chess thing, and so now Hearthstone has it. But I don't get it. I don't get it.
And maybe understand that I play Hearthstone a lot, so I have a familiarity with the cards. That being said, the card pool isn't really all that big.
Okay.
And spoiler alert, pick a minion on turn 1, rank up on turn 2, and past that, just find synergies. So if you have a beast, grab other beasts. If you have a mech, grab other mechs. If you have a demon, grab other demons. Other than that, like, you will figure out the rest as you either get your ass kicked or you kick people's asses. It's 8 people per turn.
Right.
All you have to do is finish in the top 4 to gain things. But it is way. Dills hit me up. I was just fucking around on Hearthstone. Dills hit me up and he's like, "Hey man, you fucking played this Battleground shit?" And I'm like, "No, I don't even know what the fuck it is." And to be honest, it's like I like playing Hearthstone, I don't like the other things. I don't like the arena. I don't like the fucking tavern.
Yeah.
Like, just give me the regular old shit. I don't like wild. I like fucking competitive Hearthstone. I like
You're a meat and
fine.
potatoes Hearthstone player.
That's it, right? The way
Yeah.
God intended. But I fucking actually like I went to go write yesterday night because I got to finish the final episode of Raise the Dead,
Mm-hmm.
and I write at this hookah bar, and so I've given myself permission that I'm like, all right, until I get the hookah, I can fuck around on the phone. And once I get the hookah,
you got to
time
be
to
on it.
right.
Yeah. What's your hookah flavor? Before we go on, what's your hookah flavor?
Double apple.
Double apple. Oh, okay.
Double apple man myself. So I literally fucking played this game because here's the seductive thing is that it moves in much larger chunks.
Right.
Like,
You're like, because it's like you're playing 8 chessboards at once and you just move to where it's your turn.
No.
Is this one not like that? Because I think that is how the other auto chess games are.
No. It's auto chess in that once the only decision you make is which minions are out there and in what order they are. And then you go into battle and it literally just the Hearthstone pushes all your shit together. Yeah. And then you either win or you lose or you tie. You get 40 health. And then there's like a calculation of how much damage will be done to you when you lose. And then the last man standing wins. Got first place. My third first place or fourth first place today.
Oh, nice. Dude,
Yeah.
killer.
Fucking playing a lot of battlegrounds. Wasting life, bitch.
Yeah, I think I'll try the Hearthstone one just because I know it's a different game, but like I tried to play League of Legends a few years ago now, I think, and it was just Greek to me. It was completely incomprehensible. Where at least with Hearthstone, I know especially a lot of the core basic cards.
Yeah.
Probably the only ones I still have.
So yeah, here are the rules on the Hearthstone one. Each minion costs 3 coins. Your coins go up each turn. Each time you sell back a minion to the dealer, you get a coin, so you can take things off your board. You can hold the cards before you play them, so they don't automatically go into your board. But if you have at least one of the minions in play, and then 2 cards, or 1 minion or 3 minions or whatever. But if you have 3 of one kind of minion, they combine all their stats combine into one, and then you get a free minion from a higher tier. But it's seductive, like because you get to a point, you get good enough where you're like, oh fuck, I'm gonna romp these fucking hoes. Like I got all this shit. I got all these different ways I can win. Yeah. I know exactly how they fucking attack. Like, and then you just get fucking hosed by that one little random thing. But it's Plinko, so you don't feel bad about yourself. You're just like, fuck you, Plinko. And then you just get right back in, and it's another fucking 20 minutes of your life.
So they got the Apple Arcade, and one of the games that they added a few weeks back is this game called Cardpocalypse. You ever hear about Cardpocalypse?
No.
It is Hearthstone. It's Hearthstone. But it's like a single player campaign. And it plays like Hearthstone. You get mana every turn, you draw cards, you've got attack and health. They even have some of like the same effects. So like charge is still called charge. Shield or taunt, I think, is called shield. Like it's a bunch of the same basic things that you would have. Plus like other like weird thing. So it has this like 90s cartoon aesthetic or 90s like trading card aesthetic. So it's that's kind of the caliber of designs. But there's also this mega, I think it's called like mega, where once your main hero goes down to half health, it like evolves into a more stronger version of itself. So it kind of gives you another leg up once you're kind of against the ropes.
Oh, so you have to be strategic about how much you're attacking the face.
Yeah, and
That's smart.
it's neat. And what I like that it's single player because for me, I really did like the Hearthstone single player campaigns or the adventures. And I liked the weirdness of the tavern brawls. All these like weird functions and different types of play, but the ladder stuff doesn't interest me. A lot of the online play, I don't like playing online very much. So this has been a very interesting sort of thing to try out, especially as someone who just likes single player games.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll tell you what. If I ever, if Blizzard moves from Irvine to Beijing, then I'm up.
Yeah, you have an alternative now.
I have it. I don't need friendship canceled with heroin. Cocaine.
Cocaine is my new best friend. I'm still kind of in awe of how much good stuff is on the Apple Arcade. And
yeah, you've been the biggest Apple Arcade salesman.
Yeah, and I'm bummed I haven't played more of it. Around the same time, like probably a month before Apple Arcade came out, I bought or subscribed to the new thing on my phone that is taking up all of my entertainment time, which is the New York Times crossword puzzle app.
God, you're just fucking evolving into an old man.
It's great. It's really cool. I don't know. I really like it. It feels intuitive the way it's designed. You feel like
I have actually heard really good things about the app. And also, don't they have like a quick version, like a quick fire?
Yeah, they have the minis.
Like well done. Yeah.
Yeah, they give you the minis every day, and so those are 5x5s, and they have all the archives of all the old puzzles. And I think if you subscribe, they make a bunch of other wordplay type games here that you like, the spelling bee game and tiles and a bunch of other little piddly games no one ever plays. I think a lot of people play spelling bee, but I know it's really cool, and you can because the day of the week matches how difficult it is. So, like for easy shit, I can just go back in the archive and play, whatever the most recent Monday I haven't played is. Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty good, and so that's been distracting me more than like a bunch of good shit just came out on Apple Arcade. I mean, they made a new game of a Marble Blast. It's not called Marble Blast.
I saw that. I think you tweeted about that.
Yeah, which surprised me how blatantly it is that old game.
Yeah.
If anybody, do you actually you never played the old Marble Blast game, right?
No, but
So,
I did I like the thing.
Yeah. So
actually, here, wait. 2 seconds to talk about this game. I'm
Sure.
gonna use the bathroom.
Sure. So it's basically Marble Blast, which was an Xbox 360 era game where you just roll a marble around these levels and you control it and you deal with momentum and power ups and stuff. And literally, this Marble It Up game on and Apple Arcade is that game. It is exactly that thing, at least as far as I can tell. And so it's really cool. I got a clip from my PlayStation 4 controller where it wraps around the center and you just hook the phone into it. And because most of these Apple Arcade games have controller support, you just play it with the controller instead of doing the shitty virtual virtual joysticks. But like that's very good. This Guildlings game that just came out is very good. Manifold Garden is all right on the iPhone. Grindstone, I still haven't finished Neocab. Mini Motorways, I keep playing. Like, I legit feel bad, and it makes me think I should maybe pause the Apple Arcade for a month until like I really buckle down and play some of these games, because the New York Times one is right there. I could just spend 15 minutes and just knock out a Monday, you know? Max Robot says, I remember when it was called Marble Madness for the NES, pretty much the same thing. Yeah, that was I like the isometric sort of game. But I feel like I'm not taking advantage of the Apple Arcade. There's so many good games, and I'm not playing any of them. I'm being distracted. And then, Death Stranding, and we were just doing all these games on stream, and I don't know, man. It's never been a better time to be playing video games.
Yep. I mean, totally. I'm with it. I'm there. I'm there for video games, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I wash my hands. Eat shit.
Well, it's midnight here, Juice. I don't know. I don't know if you're feeling it. Maybe. I think we gave the people more than enough.
We gave them what they need. That's what we gave them.
That's right. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week with Night Attack. Friday Night Bryce, the illegal marketing campaign of video games with Bryce. Back with more
full price, can't lose.
We'll be back with more Death Stranding on then. Maybe some other stuff. Justin R. Young here on Twitch. Follow him, streams every day.
Yep.
And then, yeah, and until then, I hope you guys have a good night. Bye.
Gonna feel the